Hey fellas, so I designed this church flyer in 2020 with almost zero design knowledge. My pastor preferred it over the designer he was paying for. Now 6 years later, I'm redesigning it from scratch. But before I rebuild it, let me be clear about what this flyer got right. The event title is visible, the date, the time, the location and all readable. Nothing is buried. The hierarchy of information works. You understand what's happening, when it's happening, and where. But here's what went wrong. The typography was chaos, multiple families competing with no system. The layout had no grid or underlining structure. Elements are crammed with almost no breathing room. The background did nothing for the tone of the event. The image was oversized and unbalanced. 16 problems total. But we are not here to dwell on that today. We are here to rebuild it properly. Let's start. The first decision isn't about aesthetics, it's about foundation, the dimension, the resolution, the color modes, and what have you. I'm setting this canvas to 800 by 900 pixels. That's the working dimension for where this flyer actually lives. Social media, WhatsApp, messaging apps. We set the resolution to 72 ppi, the color mode to RGB. You set the constraint first, then everything else builds from there. Now we get into thinking. I need to choose typefaces. Type plays a critical role in graphic design, especially when communication is the entire job. This flyer needs to tell a story in seconds. The type has to carry that story. I'm playing with different directions, testing weight variations, looking at legibility at different sizes. But here's the critical decision. I'm limiting myself to one typeface family. Within that family, I'll use different weights to build hierarchy. I then settled on Gotham. Gotham has a robust weight range from light to black, which gives me flexibility for hierarchy, and it's readable at every size, from phone screen to a projection. The idea generation phase is not glamorous, but it's where the actual thinking happens. Now I start building. I'm placing the event title first, but I'm not just setting type and moving on. I'm playing with it intentionally. I'm creating a visual rhythm that guides the eye through the information in the order which I want it read. I'm creating contrast. Some elements sit in colored blocks, others sit in negative space. This creates visual hierarchy without screaming, "Look at me." It's subtle, but it works. Now I'm layering in supporting information. The location, the time, the preacher name. Each element is positioned in relation to the others, not floating randomly on the canvas. Everything aligns to an invisible grid running underneath. The left edge of the title aligns with the left edge of the preacher's name. The right edge of one element guides where the next element begins. This creates visual cohesion. What actually looks balanced to the human eye isn't always mathematical, because our eyes are sensitive to imbalance even when we can't articulate why. This is the phase where the design goes from having potential to feeling intentional. Everything is speaking the same visual language now. I'm resizing and repositioning so the image supports the hierarchy and not competes with it. For the flyer background, I'm using a subtle approach, not a screaming gradient, not visual noise, a background that's present but not distracting. something that gives the design depth and intentionality without overwhelming the content. The background isn't decoration, it's tone setting. It's the first impression before the eye reads a single word. The background supports readability while adding visual interest. Everything is now working together. The type system, the image, the background, the colors, they are not separate elements anymore. They are one cohesive design expressing one idea. I then enhance the image quality with the camera raw filter tool. I'm adjusting the brightness and contrast so the tones align with the overall design mode. Now, here's the 2020 version and here's the 2026 version. Same information, same event, same intent. Different level of intentionality in every single decision. Now, there are different ways we can go about this. Let me know what you think in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe. Till then, stay curious and stay creative. Ciao.